Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today is another Matt's Chats. So yeah, the subject we're going to talk about today is what's happening in the world really. Obviously we know in America there's been a lot of tariffs been slapped on a lot of countries importing into America. And as we know, it's a global economy, so it's going to kind of affect us all. So yeah, we're going to talk about that today on the channel. Yeah, tariffs, the state of the cost of living. I think it's going to have a big effect on many countries, certainly America being the number one really that's going to feel the impact of these changes. Now I do believe a lot of the physical media is manufactured in Mexico and that's imported into America. I may be wrong on this, but this is what I've heard, that that's pretty much where the most of the manufacturing for that has come from, and there are tariffs in Mexico for the manufacture of these discs. But it's not just about that. I think it's how it's going to affect the whole world, because there's the materials that go into making physical media. A lot of things are connected, different countries around the world, and I think we're all going to be affected by this. I think many countries are already finding, the cost of living is going up. We've been in this situation for some years now, and I think now this is kind of this new sort of part of what's happened is going to only increase. So I can see physical media prices increasing. I think we've already seen that in the last couple of years anyway. Certainly for the collector's editions, they are definitely increasing. Often they're sort of about £45 in the UK. Steelbooks £35, but could we see that increase to sort of £50 price mark for the collector's editions and upwards? Steelbooks, could that go up to 40? And I think as collectors we have to kind of make the decision, enough's enough sort of thing. I know I'm cutting back drastically on my purchases now, partly because of price, but also because of space. So it's a double whammy for me. But I know for a lot of people, yeah, it can be quite an expensive hobby. I think it's only going to get more expensive. People's disposable income is going to be squeezed by this. Certainly for American viewers, I do feel you're really going to sort of notice the impact in the coming months and weeks and even years of these decisions that have been made. And you've also got to think about the sort of electronic side of things, the cost of televisions, the cost of players, if you're into your home cinema, your projectors, your speaker systems, the amplifiers, the receivers, all of these things that us collectors of physical media to varying degrees will buy these products. I think it's going to have an effect, a big effect on people having to make some choices as to, can I carry on with this hobby, or am I going to have to really scale it back and just pick and choose what I want to collect? Delay that purchase of a television. Maybe you want to upgrade to say an OLED, but you've got a 4K TV. A bit like myself, I've got a 4K TV, but it's not an OLED. I like the look of OLEDs, but are these going to increase in price? Yes, okay, in the UK we're not sort of being affected as much by these tariffs, but because it's a global economy, it's going to affect everybody. We're going to see supply chains being affected. Prices inevitably are going to go up. Going to be a difficult few years, I think, for the world to adjust to this. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Are these tariffs too high? Will there be a correction? But for the foreseeable future, we're certainly going to be sort of stuck with what's been announced. And yeah, it's going to be a tough time for people in the coming weeks, months and years. So yeah, just a shortest video because yeah, it's just something that's sort of happened last week really. Thought I'd just have my sort of thoughts on it. Like I say, in the UK, we're not going to be as affected by our sort of US counterparts in the Blu-ray community. I do feel for you that you're really going to sort of have to pick and choose your titles, and are you going to pick up more second-hand stuff? The thrift store is going to be your place to go, to carry on collecting. Do you think there might be a resurgence of DVD? Because obviously it's a cheaper format. A lot of second-hand DVDs now, certainly in the UK, are very, very cheap. DVD quality is still pretty good, still perfectly acceptable to watch. You can get great sound out of it. I think a lot of decisions are going to have to be made by people as to sort of how their collecting moves forward. At the end of the day, bills have to be paid, don't they? Your heating, your food, your mortgages, essential things have to come first. With increases like this, disposable money that you have gets limited and gets squeezed even more. So yeah, it's going to be a tough time for a lot of people around the world in one way or another. I think we're all going to be affected by this. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts down in the comments. How do you think this is going to affect you? I know it's still early days, it's only a few days into this, but yeah, in the coming sort of months and years, it's going to start biting. People are going to have to really sort of start looking at how they sort of had their disposable income, what they can spend it on. It'd be interesting to see, certainly from a UK perspective, will we start seeing those steelbooks increase in price, the limited editions increase in price, and even the standard releases in the shops and the online stores? Are we going to see sort of standard 4Ks in the UK go from say £24.99 to £27.99 or even £30? It could go that way. We just don't know at this stage what the impact of all of this is going to be. Yeah, I do think there's going to be some increases going to happen inevitably, but yeah, obviously at this current time we don't know. But I think there could be more sales of releases further down the line. I know HMV, I've been looking on there just lately and noticed even a few sort of titles that have come out in the last 6 months are already reduced by about £10. A couple of examples, The Sixth Sense and Signed Steelbook. They originally retailed at £34.99 and currently they're now £24.99. So that's quite a big jump within quite a short space of time. So does that mean that these products are not selling, or are they producing too much? Or is it a fact that people just really can't afford to spend £35 on brand new releases, and these companies are having to reduce the costs, the price of these products to get the sales? And how is this going to continue sort of in the new sort of economy that we're going to all be in this year and forward? So yeah, I'd be interested to hear your comments down below. Please give the video a thumbs up, and that really does help out the channel. It tells YouTube that you like these sorts of videos, these kind of chats, and that encourages me to kind of carry on doing them and also provide other content on the channel for you guys to enjoy. I do have a wealth of playlists on the channel, like action, sci-fi, a little bit of martial arts, a bit of horror sprinkled in there. So yeah, if you're new, want to consider subscribing to the channel, hit that subscribe button. down below, hit the notification bell so you'll be informed when I upload a new video like this, or an unboxing, or having a look at some sort of editions within my collection. Right guys, well that's the end of the video. Take care. See you next time. Bye now.